Hello and welcome to the next edition of the Datavault podcast. Nice to see everyone here. Hopefully got a great audience out there listening to us today. I'm Neil Strange, CEO of Datavault consultancy firm, specialising in Datavault data warehouses. And I'm joined today by Alex, our main development lead, product lead for the AutomateDV product.
Hello.
Hi there. We've had quite a few requests for questions to be answered through the Q&A page that we have on the user group website. And I think something that comes up quite a lot is about hubs. You know, why do we need them? What are they all about? And so on. And, you know, hubs are quite a fundamental part of a Datavault warehouse. So I think it might be worth spending just a few minutes going around the subject and explaining, why they're there, what they're for, and some idea about how you can maybe use them. So I think the thing I find is, hubs. Hubs are part of the business modelling part of Datavault. So hubs are concepts. So things of interest for the business, things that the business uses to run the business by. So it's invoices, it's customers, it's prospects, it's products, all those sorts of things. They're often sort of tangible things that are moving around in the business and used by the business as a resource to get the business processes done inside that organisation. And because of that, you often find businesses have lists of these things somewhere. A list of products in the product catalogue. You might have a list of employees in HR. So these are things that you manage and maintain and keep up to date. And because of that, all of them should have identifiers for them, things that uniquely identify a particular instance of that concept. And this is where the difficulty starts coming in, or rather not the difficulty, but the difference between sort of physical modelling and sort of business concept modelling starts to differ.
We discussed business keys last time.
We did, that's right, yeah. So, finding the business key for those things of interest is important. And you can, of course, gradually retreat back. So if you can't find a business key, you go for a system key. If you can't find a system key, you have to make one up. But ideally, you shouldn't be down that end of the there for a hub.
Hopefully.
Okay. So what a hub is really is just the master list of that stuff, the records to do with that concept. So irrespective of the systems that store that data. Okay, so let's say I've got like 4 subsidiaries in my company. Each subsidiary is running a separate HR system, which can happen, if you're in acquisition mode. If you've got a master hub for employee, you're going to somehow need to get all 4 systems lists of employees in, all deduped, to form the master list of employees. And that's what a hub basically does, is start to bring all that in. So if the hub is there to model the business, so it's using a business phrase to name for it, the satellite underneath is where you're storing all of the descriptive information about that hub from whatever source system is out there.
Yes.
Yeah. And that means, in a more general case, not specifically for a particular organisation, but it's very possible that some of your satellites won't have full coverage of the hub. So, I've got a master list of all employees across, say, 4 businesses. It's very likely that satellites from each business will cover off their own quarter of the hub, but not stray into the other parts of the hub, because that's my employee, not your one. So I've got information about that one, not your one. So every satellite will probably have a quarter of the total coverage if everyone has the same number of employees.
They may also have different information. So for some reason, one of them may not take the email or whatever. Yeah.
I hope not.
But, hopefully not. But
okay, that's
extreme
fine.
example.
Yeah. Okay. So that means that if I didn't have a hub, well, yes, of course. If all that's in the hub is a list of keys, all those keys are in the satellites as well. So in some ways, you could say I don't need a hub because the data's already there. But if you think about it, if I have, say, 8, 10, 12 satellites there, and each of them's got partial coverage of the total, to work out the master list from that, I'd have to union the whole lot together, dedupe everything all the way down just to find that master list.
If we didn't have a hub.
If we didn't have a hub,
Yep.
exactly. So hubs are quite useful in that sense, and they sort of pre-calculate the join, the minimum join of all the satellites that are attached to it.
Yep.
And then, of course, hubs are also used in or referenced by links. Yeah, so links are there to measure activities that happen. Activities are just a join of hubs that define the grain, and therefore they're a useful thing there for foreign key references out from the link.
Relationships between things.
That's it. So that's the basics of a hub. What's there, but there's a bit more to it than that. So it's something you can maybe contribute there in terms of how you felt using them.
Yeah, I mean, so I've been asked quite a lot about, well, why do we have a hub? We can just go back to the satellite. And as you've explained, it's, well, yes, we can, but all roads eventually lead to having a hub because we need some master list.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that master list of data for that concept is really useful for AI applications.
Mm-hmm.
So we can point that at an AI application and say, well, here's our master list of everything. These are our list of hubs, i.e. our list of concepts in the business.
Mm-hmm.
These are our relationship between those concepts, kind of almost forming an ontology in a way.
Yeah, and I guess also they're really part of a graph database as well, aren't they? If you think about it, they are the nodes, aren't they, in a graph system?
Yeah, hubs are. Yeah,
hubs are. So that's quite useful. And I think also, as we've said before, when you're modeling hubs in your data model, your Datavault model, use a business term for the hubs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very important.
So if you're pointing AI at it, you're telling the AI app that this is the business concept that you're looking at here, so that it's able to infer from that point. So it's a quality mark for the data that you've got there. You're saying to the AI, you can trust this. This is what it means.
Yep.
You can even have a glossary definition attached to it to make it even clearer what it means. And then any satellite attached to that are descriptive attributes of that concept. So you're integrating by that concept in the means there. Fine. I think that more or less covers it from my point of view as well. I mean, there are other useful things you can do from this. Don't forget that, of course, hubs tend to form the basis of your dimensions in a star schema.
Oh yes, of course. Yes.
Yep. So that's quite useful there to start to form the grain of what you're looking at for a star schema dimension, and of course then the links start to fill in the fact dimension of it as well.
Yeah.
Well, that's it, I think. So hopefully that's helpful and clarified a few things for people. Please do add comments if you have any about what we've talked about today, and do ask us questions if you've got further things you'd like us to talk about. I think we're going to pick up with links and satellites. Later ones, yeah.
Bring it all together at the end.
Yeah. Bring it all together, exactly. Anyway, so thank you very much, everyone. It's been a pleasure talking to you today.
Thank you.
We have URLs provided at the end of this and QR codes on the YouTube channel with links to our website, our user group website, and to training, and of course to the Q&A session that we have, Q&A feature we have on the user group website in case you've got questions there. Anyway, nice to see everyone, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.